staggering sales numbers for electric cars in Europe this year. Just absolutely mind-blowing. There's a lot of fear here. Europe is worried it's going to lose its automotive industry. And one of the reasons is not just China, but it's also Tesla. In the first 8 months of this year, a foreign car has been the best-selling car in all of Europe. This has never, ever happened before in the history of Europe. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you'd like to be a supporter of the channel, I'll put a link in the description below. The Tesla Model Y was the best-selling car in Europe in August. That means it's been the best-selling car in Europe for 5 months out of 8. Now, we've never seen a car that costs as much as the Tesla Model Y be the best-selling car in Europe. In fact, the big change here is not just the fact that it's electric, it's not a cheap car, but also it's not a hatchback. I mean, generally in Europe, we've had cars like the Volkswagen Golf be the best-selling car for the year. Big changes though. Powered by a 190% rise in volume, Tesla sold 20,000 Model Ys during the month, based on preliminary sales figures from market research Dataforce. The month as the best-selling car for the year up to date. That has been repeated again. Now, the Model Y wasn't the best-selling car in July, but it regained that title in August. The Volkswagen T-Roc was July's top seller, and it's in a tight race for the Peugeot 208 for second place. The T-Roc had a lead of 315 units over the 208, but with EV sales rising by 170% in Germany, and now hitting 21% of all car sales in August, EVs are clearly the most in-demand and fastest growing type of car being sold in Europe. The T-Roc sales were actually down 4.5% or 14,600. However, the 208, which does have an electric version, its sales increased by 2.5%. At the same time, Volkswagen is actually saying its orders for its EVs in Europe are slowing drastically. It's paused production of numerous different EVs, the ID4, ID5, ID6, and the ID3 in Germany, simply because its cost of production there at its German factories is too high. It sells the ID3 for around $40,000 US, or just a bit less in most places in Europe, but it sells it for $16,000 in China. The Dacia Sandero, which is actually the cheapest EV you can buy in Europe and is made in China, has been among Europe's top sellers all year. It's in 4th place, just 324 sales ahead of the Volkswagen Golf, which used to be the best-selling car in Europe and was for many years. Incredibly, the Tesla Model 3 sales actually grew by 280% in August. That's in spite of the fact that everyone in Europe, most people in Europe are aware that there is a new and much better version of the Model 3, which is about to hit European shores within the next few weeks. Apparently, ships have just left China with the new Model 3 arriving very, very soon. That could see a bit of a boost to the Model 3 sales this year, which obviously have been well below that of the Model Y. That said, though, the Model 3 is still one of the best-selling electric cars in Europe, in spite of the fact that it's now considered to be a fairly dated car, originally being revealed in 2017. Sales growth at Tesla, which has been discounting the Model Y since January, it's not linear, of course, because Tesla's production methodology is quite different to other cars. However, the Model Y's rebound in August means that the electric midsize crossover has claimed the #1 slot in the race to be Europe's top seller from the Dacia Sandero. Through 8 months, the Model Y leads the Sandero with 153,200 sales to the Sandero's 148,000. That advantage will grow in September, as Tesla has historically had its best sales during the final month of a financial quarter. September is that month. If the Model Y success continues, which it's believed it will, it would be the first premium mid-size SUV and, of course, the first electric vehicle and the first Tesla to finish the year as Europe's best seller. Now, it's believed the Model Y would be the best-selling car in the world this year, which is quite a shock. I think people are still struggling to get their heads around this. Elon Musk originally made this prediction, I think it was a year or two ago, and I don't think anyone really believed him. Now, I know there's quite some very, very, I wouldn't say fanatical, but very dedicated Tesla fans who thought Elon Musk was right. No one really thought that was, I mean, most people thought that was a ridiculous claim from Elon Musk. There's no way that an expensive crossover SUV would be the best-selling car in the world. But as a result, partly of falling battery prices and using gigacastings and structural batteries to reduce the cost of production, Tesla was able to discount the price of the Model Y and ramp sales up drastically this year, meaning more than likely the Model Y will be the best-selling car this year and the best-selling electric car in the world. Now, to give you an idea on just how incredible these sales numbers truly are, the Model Y sales in Europe have grown by 198% this year. The other thing to keep in mind is Tesla is on track to deliver a new version of the Model Y by about mid-2024. That's going to be called Project Juniper. If you want to hear updates on that car, which I'm sure there'll be many over the next 6 months, I'll keep you posted as often as I can. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.